Hello everyone. Today we are here to discuss about the read operation on any database. That is that there are some functions, some methods which we apply in Python platform to fetch the records or to read the records which have already been saved in MySQL. So we have already learned in the previous videos how to establish the connection between Python and MySQL. After that, we have already seen how to create a database through Python, how to insert the records, how to create a table through Python, and then we have seen that how the result is displayed or it is reflected on the MySQL platform. Now in this video, there are some read operations as we can see in the curriculum by CBSE of class 12th, that these read operations, that is Fetchone, Fetchmany, Fetchall, rowcount, all these are in your syllabus. So let us see all these one by one. Fetchone. Fetchone method is used when there is a need to retrieve only the first row from the table. The method only returns the first row from the defined table. That is that if we have any table, then only the first record will be fetched if we use the method fetch1. However, once that first record is fetched, after that, the method is used to this method increments the position of the cursor by 1. As you have seen that we make the cursor object by using the cursor method. And this method increments the position of the cursor by 1, after which it returns the next row. That means that fetch1 method is used to fetch the first record. After that, we can use fetch1 once again, and this time it will fetch the next record. On the same platform, we have Fetchall. So Fetch1 and Fetchall, by the name itself, it is explanatory that Fetchall method is used to fetch all the rows in a result set and returns a list of tuples. That means that the answer which will be reflected, that will be in the form of a list of tuples. If some rows have already been extracted, that is, for example, that you have used fetch1 once, then the first record has been extracted. After that, when you will use fetchall, then from the second record till the last record, that is all the remaining rows from the result set will be retrieved. And in case there are no rows available, then it will return an empty list. So first of all, before moving further, let us see the implementation of these two, and then we will move further. Okay, so here is my script. And the first line, because it is a question of connectivity, so the first line, you all know that we will write import MySQL .connector. After that, we will take any variable MySQL .connector, and we use one more method, that is connect, with 4 parameters as we have used in all the previous videos of the SQL connectivity. Host equals to localhost. If you want to know that why we are giving all these values, you can watch the previous videos also. Root. Password, as I do not have any password on my SQL platform, then I am giving it as blank. If you have any password, then you can give that password to open MySQL. Database. Let me see on the MySQL that which database we have. So let me go to the MySQL. Show databases. Okay, so this has the school as the database. One of the database is school. So let me take the database school. So these are the 4 parameters that we use with the connect method. This is how you will use. Now in the third line, we will create a cursor, the same as we have done in the previous videos. These 3 steps we have to do in all the connectivity questions. Cursor is a method to create a cursor object. So now my cursor object is MC. Now, since I want to display all the records, so for all the records, we all know that what query we have to write. So we will write MC dot execute select star from. Now, let me see that what is the name of my table. My table name is student. So let me take here student. Okay. Now after this, we will use fetch all function. I will take any variable r equals to, and I will take my cursor object dot fetch all function. So what will happen? All the records will come to R. Now I will use for loop for I in R to go to each record and print each record. This is how I want the answer to be displayed. So let us see. So in the first line, we have imported MySQL.connector. Second line, we have used a variable. After that, we have used MySQL.connector with the connect function. In connect function, we have 4 parameters. Host equals to localhost, user equals to root, password, whatever password you have given in your MySQL to open. Database, I have taken school database. This line is creating the cursor object. So now my cursor object is being created by using the cursor method, and my cursor object is MC. After that, I have used this cursor object to execute the query select star from student. However, when we are displaying all the records, so all the records have to be read from the table. So what we will do, we will take any variable and let us take a cursor object dot fetch all. Now, because of this fetch all the records will go to R. And as it is already executing select star from student, so for I in R, this variable will go to each record in R and it will display all the records. So let us see if this will run or not. Let us save. So we can see here that, as I have told you, that it will display it in the form like this as it is being displayed. So these are the records. Let us see on MySQL also. So we have 3 records over here, and these 3 records have been displayed here. So this fetch all method, using this method, all the records are retrieved from the table student, which gets recorded, which gets stored in the object R, which we can display one by one using the for loop. So this is how the fetch all will be used. Now let us move to the next function, that is fetch one. Okay, so now in this question, we used fetch all. I will make the changes and let us do this question by fetch one. So we have done the import MySQL.connector. After that, we have taken a variable MySQL.connector.connect. We have created the cursor object and we have executed the query, select star from student. Now, we will take one variable as we took in the last question, and we will write here my cursor object dot fetch one. Accordingly, it should fetch only the first record. Here I will show you the execution of the row count also, as let us take one variable n, and here n equals to my cursor object dot row count. And here I will print the total number of records, total number of records found are, and here I will display n. Now let us see. We will make some further changes. First of all, let us see here. Okay, this has displayed total number of records found are 1. So only the first record is there, as we have not printed anything. So that is why it has not printed my first record. So let us see that also. Here I will give print R. Here the first record will be fetched. So you can see here that total number of records found are 1, and the first record is being displayed over here. So mc.rowcount, in this, the row count, this is a read-only attribute and returns the number of rows that were affected by an execute method and retrieved from the cursor. So here only the first record has been executed. Now let us make some changes. Let me print here a line. And after this, let me take one more record. As I have told you that in fetch one, the first statement, it will fetch the first record. And if we will use it again, then it will fetch the next record. Let me use my cursor object and again use fetch one method. This time again, I will take the record, that is mc.rowcount, and here let me print total number of records found are n, and here let us again print R. Now let us see that what change has been done in the output. You can see here total number of records found are 1. First record is printed. Then my line is printed. Total number of records found are 2 because now it has moved to the next row, and the next row, the next record has been printed because of using fetch 1. So fetch 1 will display the record. It will read the record one by one and it will display accordingly. Now let us move to the next function, that is fetch many. You can see here fetch many has a parameter, that is size. In this, the number which we will give, those many records or those many number of rows will be read and they will be displayed. In case you do not give any, then the default size is 1. If there are no rows, then an empty list is returned. Let us see how. In the same question, my first 3 rows, my first 4 rows in this question will not change. After that, it will be R equals to MC dot fetch many. Let me just remove this part. And in place of fetch 1, it will come as fetch many. And let me fetch only the first 2 records. And here, let me take n equals to MC dot row count. Print total number of rows fetched are n since more than 1 records are fetched at the same time. So we will use the for loop to display the records. So we have executed select star from student. We have used fetch many. Here n equals to MC dot row count. Total number of rows fetched are n. We have used the for loop as more than 1 record is being fetched in R. So we are using for loop to print all the records one by one. So first 2 records should be displayed according to this code. Total number of rows fetched are 2. So the number of records, those will be printed accordingly. The total number of rows, the row count will show accordingly. And since 2 records are being displayed at the same time, so that is why the total number of rows fetched are 2. This is how you will use fetch 1, fetch all, fetch many, and row count function. Let us see a simple variation in the question, in the code, by using the fetch all method. And let us see that how we are going to do that. So this time I will be displaying only those records, like the records in which the city is Delhi. So I want only those records. That means that I want only the record of Ashit and Bhumi in this. So let us see how we are going to do. Let me remove this part. So accordingly, you can see here that my first 3 statements, there is no change in the first 3 statements. I am not making any change, and that is why I'm doing it in the same code so that you will understand that there is no change in the first 3 statements. Now in this, my query will change and I want to display only, let me see the field names, roll number, name, age, and city. Okay. So I want to display only the name and age from student where city equals to Delhi. This is what I want to do. And here, let us use the variable, and with the cursor object, let us use Fetchone. Now, because more than one records have been fetched in R, so we will use for loop for I in R, print I. So let us see. So you can see the output that only the name and age of Ashit and Bhumi have been displayed. And this is how the selection using where clause will be done in Python shell. I hope that all the functions fetch1, fetchall, fetchmany, and row count are clear through this video. Thank you.